It was a damp Thursday morning in late October, the kind where the city felt like it was holding its breath under a low, gray sky. I was Marcus Hayes, a cybersecurity analyst for a federal contractor, savoring a rare moment of peace in a bustling downtown coffee shop. My job was a pressure cooker-endless nights tracing digital footprints, thwarting hackers, and securing sensitive government systems. Mornings like this, tucked into a corner booth with a black coffee and no urgent alerts, were my sanctuary. I wore a faded hoodie and jeans, my armor of invisibility, blending into the crowd of commuters and students. The aroma of roasted beans and the hum of conversation grounded me. I was just another guy, scrolling through my phone, until a sharp voice cut through the din, shattering my calm. She stormed in like she owned the Placio woman in her early 20s, clad in a tailored blazer and designer sunglasses, her dark hair pulled into a sleek ponytail. Isabella Monroe radiated privilege, her presence demanding attention as she barked into her phone. "No, I need the oat milk latte, non-fat, extra shot now." The barista, a young guy with tired eyes, fumbled her order, handing her a cup that was apparently 1 degree too cold. Isabella's face twisted into a scowl. "Are you serious?" she snapped, slamming the cup on the counter. "Do you know who I am? My father owns half this city. Make it again, and don't waste my time." The barista stammered an apology, but she wasn't done. She turned, scanning the shop, and her eyes locked on me, the only person not staring. "You," she said, pointing. "You're just sitting there. Tell this idiot how to do his job." I raised an eyebrow, unimpressed. "He's doing fine," I said evenly. "Maybe you should chill." Her jaw tightened, and I saw the spark of something dangerous in her eyes, entitlement mixed with rage. That should have been the end of it, but Isabella wasn't used to being dismissed. She stormed over, leaning into my booth. "Excuse me? Do you have any idea who my father is? He could have you fired from whatever dead-end job you're slinking to." I leaned back, meeting her gaze. "Lady, I'm just here for coffee. Back off." Her face flushed crimson, and she pulled out her phone, dialing with theatrical fury. "Yes, 911. There's a man here harassing me, acting aggressive. He's scaring everyone." My heart sank. She described May, a black guy in a hoodie, threatening her, maybe armed. The lie was so blatant it was almost absurd, but I knew the weight of her words. In minutes, sirens wailed outside, and 2 cops burst in, hands on their holsters. "Hands where we can see them," one barked. I raised my palm slowly, my coffee growing cold. Isabella played the victim, tears welling as she pointed at me. He yelled at me, "Officer." I thought he was going to hurt me. The shop went silent, every eye on me as the cops patted me down, their grips tight and suspicious. Then they found my ID: Marcus Hayes, cybersecurity analyst, federal contractor. The lead officer's face shifted, a flicker of unease crossing his features. "This checks out," he muttered, but Isabella wasn't having it. "That's fake. He's a liar." Her mother, Catherine Monroe, arrived like a storm, all sharp cheekbones and expensive perfume. "Arrest him," she demanded. "He threatened my daughter." The cops hesitated, but I stayed calm, my voice steady. "I want their names and contact information. This isn't over." They handed me a slip with the Monroe's details, and as the cops left, Isabella smirked, thinking she'd won. But I wasn't just angry, I was curious. Her absolute certainty, her mother's commanding presence, it felt too polished, too practiced. That night, I sat at my desk, my secure laptop humming, and started digging. Catherine and Richard Monroe were local royalty. Richard was a tech mogul, his company, Horizon Innovations, a darling of government contracts for data systems. Catherine was a philanthropist, her face plastered on charity billboards. Their records were spotless, taxes paid, no lawsuits, not even a parking ticket. But in my world, perfection is a red flag. I tapped into public databases, then deeper, using my clearance to probe Horizon's contracts. I found a shell company, DataPulse LLC, owned by Catherine, funneling millions from federal cybersecurity deals. The money was for consulting, but DataPulse had no employees, no office, just a P.O. box in Nevada. My pulse quickened. This wasn't just about a spoiled kid, it was a glimpse into something rotten. I assembled a covert team. Lena Torres, a forensic auditor who could smell fraud in a spreadsheet, and Ryan Patel, a hacker-turned-analyst who could crack any system. We set up in a dingy office, our war room, with a whiteboard linking the Monroes to Datapulse. Lena traced funds from Horizon's contracts to Datapulse, then to offshore accounts. Ryan hacked into metadata, revealing encrypted emails between Richard and a Pentagon official right before contract awards. We surveilled their public moves, Richard dining with senators, Catherine buying art at inflated prices to launder cash. I visited a community center Horizon claimed to fund, finding flickering lights and outdated servers, a stark contrast to their generous donations. A janitor there told me, "They promised us the world, but gave us junk. My kid's school can't even get new computers." His words hit hard, fueling my resolve. The Monroes fought back. A USB drive appeared in my mailbox, containing photos of me at the community center, a clear threat: "We're watching." Catherine filed a complaint with my agency, accusing me of abusing my access to harass her family. The investigation put me under scrutiny, my every move questioned. In a federal interview, Isabella lied again, painting me as a vengeful stalker, her performance polished but hollow. She denied knowing Datapulse, revealing her ignorance of her parents' schemes. Then, a break. A whistleblower, a former Horizon coder, contacted me. His son had been promised a scholarship by Horizon, only to be left with nothing. "They're liars," he whispered. "I have their real books." He planned to steal them from Richard's private server during a tech conference. The conference night was electric with tension. Ryan monitored a live feed of the event, where Catherine charmed tech elites. The whistleblower texted, "In." Hours later, he dropped the files in a park trash can. I went alone, senses sharp. A van screeched toward me, a figure lunging with a knife. My training kicked. I dodged, disarming him as police, alerted by Ryan, swarmed in. The USB held everything: fake invoices, bribes to officials, proof Horizon rigged contracts. But the Monroes struck back, framing me for hacking their systems, planting a $50,000 deposit in my name. My agency suspended me, my career in ruins. Desperate, I used a backup copy of the files, approaching Judge Margaret Vaughn, a no-nonsense jurist known for hating corruption. At dawn, I met her on a quiet trail, handing over the evidence. "You're either a hero or a fool," she said, pocketing the drive. Hours later, she unleashed hell. A recording on the USB revealed my boss, Director Alan Brooks, as the Monroe's insider, greenlighting my probe to let it fail. Marshals arrested Brooks, Richard, and complicit officials. Isabella faced charges for perjury, her arrogance replaced by tears. Catherine turned state's witness, exposing every deal to save herself. Richard got life for fraud and attempted murder. Brooks was disgraced, his career ash. I was cleared but chose a quiet job in a new city. A single chill at a coffee shop had unraveled a tech empire, proving justice can spark from a moment of defiance against unchecked privilege.